why would you love law, Torah, instructions? Well, you might love it if it provides you with all the things that you want. In the relationship, loving him is obedience, and out of obedience comes blessing. So he says, I love your Torah because when I do it, it keeps me safe, it brings blessing, it helps me to understand who you are so I can become more like you. David understood all this. Most of you are getting to the place where you're understanding all this. And that's the beauty of it. And then when you understand the law, not the way Christianity has packaged it as being, under the law, and that's awful sounding thing when they say law, but recognize it as the vehicle that brings safety, blessing, and transformation, you fall in love with it too. You start to love the Torah. And then we have our Messiah, who is the physical embodiment of Torah in flesh. In other words, the goal, it says, Paul tells us that the goal of the Torah is Messiah. Not the end, as it would say, the end result, not the end as in the finishing of it. The end result of Torah observance is you become Messiah. You become like Yeshua. Isn't that what we all want, to become like him, transform, conform into his image? Since that is the end goal, of course we would love the vehicle that gets us there. And by the same idea, love the exemplification of what it means, what it looks like to walk in the flesh. That we love Yeshua himself because of that. How can you love Yeshua and not love the law? How can you love the law and not love Yeshua? See, Christianity wants to love the Messiah without the law. The Jews want to love the law without the Messiah. We're trying to show them how you can do both. Amen? All right. So he says, your commands make me wiser. So the wisdom comes from Torah keeping. We also know that the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. And because you're not going to observe commandments and keep Torah if you don't have the proper fear of Yahweh. If you don't have an awe, reverence, and respect for who and what he is and what he desires, why would you keep the law? Why would you trust any of what he says the law would do? But if you fear him properly, you're going to trust him, and in trusting him, you're going to then do the things that you would do because of that trust. The things you struggle with, and I've said this before, but I want to emphasize it now, if you struggle because you really don't trust that doing it will bring what he says it will bring, or you don't trust that doing what you shouldn't do is going to bring what he said it will bring, so you don't truly fear him correctly. And so that's one of those measuring sticks, the trust thing. So then he says, your commands make me wiser than my enemies because it is ever before me. In other words, I make better decisions because I'm cognizant, I'm aware of what you have said to do and not do. So I'm wiser than my enemies because I make better decisions, because I have a better basis for my decisions, which is your instruction. See, a lot of us wonder, I don't know why I keep doing these things and they go bad. Well, maybe because you're not doing it based on his guidance. You're using your own wisdom. The wisdom of man is what? Foolishness. Okay? So his enemies, who are thinking like men, are not as wise as him who's thinking like Yah. Amen?